So how did the Robert the Doll interest come?
So when I was going around knocking on doors, once I found out the haunted houses in Key West, I knocked on the door of the Artist House, one of the bed and breakfasts in Key West. And I was looking to talk about the ghost of Ann Otto that I had read a little bit about. And when I told the owner, I said, "Hey, I'm here to talk to you about your ghosts." He said, "Oh, you mean Robert?" I said, "No, I mean Annette." He goes, "Oh, let me tell you about Robert." I said, "Well, I'd really like to hear about Annette." He goes, "No, believe me, you want to hear about Robert." And he told me the story. And I thought, this guy is insane. And he said, "Do you want to see the room where Robert used to live?" I said, "Well, yeah, sure." As soon as he said that, the phone flew off the hook. We're talking old school telephones, with the cord. It flies off the hook and snaps back. He doesn't even blink. It was like this stuff was happening to him all the time. And then we start to go up the stairs. The door on a bookcase opens up to block me from going. And
Wow.
he said, "Yeah, Robert doesn't want you going up there." We go up the stairs into the attic. It's furnished with these little chairs and tables, like a creepy kid's party's about to explode. I get this negative heat energy. I thought I was going to be physically ill if I didn't get out of there. And I said, "Thank you for your time." And I left, and I was thinking, what the hell just happened? And then I called the museum where Robert the doll was, and he wasn't on display. He was locked in a back room. I had to talk to 4 different people before someone was willing to actually touch him and bring him out. And when I saw him, looked like a plain doll, nothing to him. When I tried to take a photo, boom, he came alive. And that same energy I felt in the attic returned. I thought I was going to be physically ill. And I was hooked on Robert since then. And nobody knew anything about him. There were a lot of legends. And I made up my mind at that point, I'm going to find out the truth about this doll. And that's what I've been doing for about 26 years now.
That is amazing. And everybody, I mean, I think even more than Annabelle or Peggy or whatever, I think Robert the Doll is the most famous, the most known, perhaps the most feared. So for those who don't know, those 2 people maybe listening, well, what is the story behind Robert the Doll?
So Robert's 117 years old. He originated around 1904. He was created by the Steiff Company in Germany. And they're the people who invented the teddy bear. He was given as a gift to a Key West boy, and the boy became obsessed. And whenever you get in trouble for the different things that, kids do, one story says he used to push the servants into the closet and hold the door so they couldn't get out. And when people confronted him, he'd say, "I didn't do it. Robert did it." And these stories on, and then into his adulthood. And then after he died, other people around the doll started experiencing these strange things. Kids used to look up and see the doll moving in the windows of the house. And now the doll's at the museum, and a curse comes with him, where if you disrespect him, people are cursed. He's received close to 10,000 letters from people begging him to remove the curse.
Wow. So do you, or does the museum have protection set up around him and things of anything so people don't get the curse? Or do they give you directions like say hi, don't look him in the eye or any of those kind of things?
The museum looks at him as an artifact, and they protect him. I mean, that's their mission, is to protect him. And they know the stories. I'm separate from the museum, but I work in conjunction with them to do the ghost tours. And, before there was a company that would come up, and they weren't really paranormal investigators, great entertainers. And they started the legend that you better ask Robert for permission to take his photo. But as you know, it's very dangerous when you ask an entity for permission. You give away your power. You're actually putting them above you. And it's best to keep things on equal ground. So whenever I'm conducting the tours, the first thing I tell people is don't ask permission. Just be respectful. As long as you have the respect, you're good.
Right.
And then I do a cleansing at the end of every tour as well.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. Respect. That's my number one world of anything. Spirit world, human world, any other world. You don't have respect. That's when trouble starts. That's when, with everything.